Hey, Rick Shue with Left Shoe Politics. Listen, I just need to rant for a minute about this Mueller report. Here's the deal. If you are a liberal that has been screaming now for 2 years that the Mueller report was going to take this president down, that he was going to be impeached as a result of it, etc., you look like a damn fool. There's no way to slice this. There's no way to spin it. And in that sense, there's a victory for Trump and his allies. Period. End of story. Period. And they're taking victory laps right now, and politically speaking, they should, because no one was charged with conspiracy, and according to Attorney General Barr's letter, that there was no collusion found or obstruction. But I want to break this down for a second. First of all, let's just say this. The Southern District of New York is also going after Trump. There's other investigations as well. Fine. He needs to have oversight. He is a corrupt, morally bankrupt, unethical POS. We must look into him. But the way that we beat him is in 2020. Period. Not impeachment, not indictments, none of it. If something like that does happen, if some empirical evidence does get presented and he is impeached, then great, let the process take its place. But our mindset has to be, we have to beat him next year. We have to rally behind the nominee, whoever that is, and we have to unseat this guy. I don't care if it's the person you want. I don't care if it's Biden or Warren or Beto or whoever. We have to unseat him. That's the only way we're going to beat him. With that said, I want to talk about the report and the results of this thing that we know so far. No collusion, no obstruction, okay? So everybody's saying that, fine. Say it, it's political, you can say it, it's technically the way it's been presented. But obstruction of justice was never going to happen. And even in Barr's letter, it states in there that he was not exonerated. Barr is on record. He said so last year, that he doesn't think a president can obstruct justice. And if he does, it's such an unreachable bar that you would never, a president couldn't possibly reach it anyway. So at the end of the day, Trump hand-selected an attorney general that is on record saying that a president cannot obstruct justice. So no matter what the report says, Mueller's report, about justice being obstructed, Barr's wouldn't pursue it anyway. So of course he's going to say that's exonerated, because that's his MO. That's why we need the full report, because Congress deserves to know, the American people deserve to know the details of his obstruction, because he was doing it in plain sight. So let's take a look at the evidence and see if there's anything in there impeachable. I don't think they should try to impeach him anyway. I don't think they had the votes in the Senate, but let's get the facts out, right? All right, let's talk about collusion. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know this firsthand, obviously, but here's my guess. Once again, with collusion, we saw it firsthand, colluding, whether it was the Trump Tower meeting, whether it was the campaign manager passing off data to a Kremlin oligarchy, whether it was, I mean, I would even go into as president and look at something like Helsinki, when Trump stands on the world stage next to Putin, throws our own intel under the bus to spread Kremlin propaganda. He's also been lying about this thing the whole time, saying that they weren't working to help elect him. Hillary Clinton campaign was working with him. This report already states that we know that it is empirical evidence that they were working to help Trump win. And we know about all their mountains of lies, all the unsavory shit they were doing with the Russians. We know that. So there's no telling what's in that report. What the report likely says is it lays all this out and says, look, in layman terms, there's a lot of unsavory, unethical shit going on between the Trump campaign and Russia, period. But there's not enough empirical evidence to charge with a conspiracy, which is the crime. So when Barr says that Mueller found no collusion, what he's saying is there's not enough evidence to charge with conspiracy. But I guarantee you that thing is unflattering AF. Try not to curse here. So let's get the report out. If it truly exonerates Trump, everybody would want that released. Everybody. Probably including Barr, because he's a partisan hack himself. But let's make no mistake. The evidence says that the Russians were working to help Trump get elected. They've been lying about Russia. They knew about the WikiLeaks dump. all these things that were happening, there was collusion. There wasn't a criminal conspiracy. Fine. If they can't find the empirical evidence for that, then we just have to move on from it. But the way this is all being spun right now is driving me crazy. And it's a political victory for Trump because of two things. One, the media is ignoring all these other details and just saying he's exonerated, which is horseshit. And then there was enough liberals that were screaming for 2 years that the Mueller report was going to bring him down. So that's their ammunition. Everybody, take a deep breath. Let's chill. All right? Let's let this political victory ride for him. Let's see that damn report, all of it, and let's focus on unseating this guy the only way we're going to do it, which is 2020 at the ballot box. Period. We have to get rid of this morally bankrupt, unethical, pathological, lying, corrupt SOB. But we have to rally, and we have to be sane. We can't live in this hyperbole, right? That's the only way we're going to take him down. That's my rant. Cheers.